3 million customers have gone to legal money lenders.
Everyone deserves credit, no matter of their circumstance or access to credit.
Yeah, credit is available to everybody, not just the people who have had perfect credit files.
The personal touch, the talking to the customer, finding out the reason.
Looking after them, trying to help them out with their problems.
Most of our customers will be repeat customers then. Great, so today we've got something different to the usual format. We're joined today by Robert Hopkins, the CEO of Family Vision and Family Finance. We're looking to get a bit of insight into his career, really, and his journey through the company over the 30 years. And then we're going to dive into stigma around bad credit, really, and people applying for finance and how they go about that. And that's really it. We're going to have a chat and see where it takes us. So, Rob, thanks for time today to come in and join us. Firstly, tell us a bit about yourself, your journey through the company, when you started, what roles you've done, etc. over the years.
Oh, no worries. Pleased to be here with you, Chaz. Simple. I started off in the company in 1995, believe it or not. Straight from school. We had a phone call in the school. A couple of us come up for an interview. I was lucky enough to get the job back then. Started off in the main office, office junior, doing a little bit of everything, and then slowly moved right the way through the company, being a sort of cover person, if you like. When somebody was holidays in Family Vision, I'd go down there for a week, fortnight, or if our accounts department, on both sides of our business, finance and vision. Worked in our service department for a number of months, covering people there, helping fix tellies, helping do paperwork. So that gave me a really broad sort of overlook of the company as I was coming through. You look back now after 30 years and thinking, wow, it was a massive help for me, having to go to every sort of job, even working in our accounts department for a number of weeks when somebody was away. So it just gives us that good overview of everything as I've gone through, and it's helped me massively over the years.
And then later on, you got into...
Yeah, I came back into the office then on more of a full-time position, just working on processing new business and customer service. And then a job came up in our collections department. So I moved into the collections department then for, 15, 16 years. I thoroughly enjoyed it, speaking to clients each and every day, looking after them, trying to help them out with their problems, going back and forth and helping clients and customers as much as we can, showing forbearance where we can, and sorting problems for people.
And then when did you become the CEO? What year was that?
So I was promoted to the board of directors in 2014, and then became CEO in 2022. So only a few years ago.
Yeah.
But from 2014 onwards, operations director, and then operations sort of fell into the CEO role, if you like, where we put them both together when our previous managing director / CEO took a step back and became chairman of the business.
Bro, and I think you'd still get involved. The ethos of the company is that you're still fixing the taps and fixing a door, as well as being
Absolutely.
CEO and organising millions of pounds worth of business.
Well, I think it's important that the tone from the top is very important in our company. It's a family-run, led company, and we do everything, if you like, as you said. You've alluded to fixing a tap or putting a door handle on, then dealing with funders on £1 million deals, looking at bridging deals, looking at motor deals, looking at Family Vision deals. And just having my sort of fingers into everything. Still like picking the phone up and speaking to customers when I'm walking through the office. If a customer comes into the office, I still think that's amazing. I can go and speak to them.
Yeah.
So one of the nicer parts of my job, dealing with the customers.
Bro, yeah. And what about Family Vision and Family Finance as a whole, regarding the background, how much you know about when it started?
Yeah. Interesting. Family Finance started in 1953. Consortium of local businessmen, led by the current chairman's grandfather. The Phillips family have been involved since day one. Family Vision then started in 1981, where we opened a shop on Tredegar High Street, just down from our offices.
Yeah.
We then had a shop in Pontypool, which opened, I think, early 90s. And then latter part of the 90s, there was another shop opened in Blackwood.
Okay. From then on, they developed the shops, obviously in Pontypool and Blackwood closed, but there's still the one in Vision.
The superstore in Tredegar now, rather than the little shop just down the road. But I think, yeah, it was time was right to close Blackwood and Pontypool as the world was changing, as the internet was becoming more and more prevalent, and you realise actually people don't want to go to shops anymore. They want to shop online
on the internet.
Internet. So yeah, it was time to close the shops. Bring the base back to Tredegar, where we can showcase all kinds of products.
And the company is quite a large employer for Tredegar.
Yeah.
I think there's between the couple of businesses that the family owns, we're employing over 100 people.
Yeah, well over 100 now. There's near 150 people in the group. Not all based and from Tredegar.
No.
But big employer in the area when you think it's 150 people plus now.
Brilliant. Okay, then the next step then is what are the biggest changes you think over the 30 years that you've worked for the business in terms of anything really, through changing the company to, policy, procedure, compliance, all that kind of stuff? What more?
Look, there's been massive changes throughout the years, as you can imagine, over a sort of 30-year period. I mean, just dealing with compliance and regulation to start with, that's been changing, evolving all the time. It never stops. And whilst we've always been compliance is at the heart of our business, and we've treated our customers fairly and we look after our customers. Back when we were a much smaller company, everything was done word of mouth. So the big challenge there was getting everything written down on paper, putting it all into policies properly. So, everybody can see what we do, not just us lot that know what we're doing.
Yeah.
That was a massive change for us, and it always will be.
Yeah. I think I've been involved in that as well, in the collections over the last 10 years. How much stuff have changed from actually recording that information to making sure it's all the vulnerability, all that kind of stuff that's just recorded these days. So yeah, even this, I'd say the last 5 to 10 years is probably the biggest out of it all.
Yeah.
Right, and on to the subject then of applying for credit and the stigma around bad credit, as it was. We're not a mainstream lender. We're far from that, and we don't pretend to be. We're, as we would call it, a subprime market where we try and help people who haven't got the best credit files. So the first thing is, why have people got bad credit? Well, what's the main reasons you see out there that people have, I say, bad credit or not perfect credit?
Not perfect. The first thing is defining bad credit. I mean, somebody who's missed a payment or two because life events, they haven't really got bad credit. Whilst their credit file will show as being not as good as somebody who's paid all their payments, you've got to allow for that. I mean, life events happen all the time: deaths, divorces, changing circumstances, losing your job, for instance. Anything can happen, which we try and help with. I mean, the main thing about Family Vision is we don't only look at people's credit files, we look at their ability to pay through an affordability assessment. We look at all kinds of things, how long they've been in their property, what are the goods for, if it's a vital household item. For instance, if they need a washing machine, they've got a couple of kids, it's far cheaper to have a washing machine off something like Family Vision than it is to go to the local laundrette every day. We all know that, and you've got to make a commercial decision on these things whilst keeping compliance and treating customers fairly in your mind. And I'm pleased to say we've been able to do that for a number of years now, getting it right. Sometimes we'll get it wrong, but most of the time you get it right. And you can judge that on the repeat custom we get. It's very rare that the customer will want to finish with us and not have something else, or come into us and say, well, I don't want to deal with you anymore because of. We usually get, I'm not going to have anything at the moment, but the next time I need to have something, you're definitely the people I'm coming back to because of the way you've treated us.
Yeah, you're dead right. I think the computer says no thing is definitely not us at all.
Doesn't work for us.
The personal touch, the talking to the customer, finding out the reason. If they have got a problem with payments, you can ring the customer and ask them why they had that problem 2-3 years ago, and they can usually give a fair enough answer that it gives you some perspective on what you're going into in the future. And like you said, most of our customers will be repeat customers then.
The one thing we've got the privilege of, which some of the larger companies simply can't do, is we can still speak to each and every customer. We can pick up the phone, or they can pick up the phone to us, or they can come to our offices. We can send somebody along to meet them at their home or anywhere else they want to, which we think is an absolute privilege and has served us very well over the years.
Yeah. I think going back to the old days where we used to have the slot meters and the TVs, etc. I think that's it's a privilege to go into people's houses and have that chat with them,
Yeah.
meet the kids, the dog, what have you, and
You become part of the extended family almost.
yeah, it's that personal touch, which we've kind of lost with the devolution of meters to an extent.
Yeah.
But as much as we can have that personal relationship with our customer, whether it's ringing them for a payment, whether they're ringing us with a problem, etc., it's vital that we have that, keep that personal touch. I think that's what Family Vision, especially, was built on from the years.
And as you said, we're not a mainstream lender, so we're not a bank, we're not a builder site, we're not a major finance company. They trade at very, very competitive rates. But they only trade and they only do finance for people with very good credit.
Yeah.
Whereas we do we do credit for people that are not so good. Our rates are higher. We know that. Customers know that. It's never been hidden. It's out there up front. There are no hidden fees. In fact, on the Family Vision, as you know, there are no fees whatsoever. What you see on day one is what you'll pay. And nothing is hidden away, and it's all explained to the customers up front.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. It's the risk to the business about lending to people that haven't got perfect credit. Obviously, the customer is going to pay more, but they can also vary the term over 12, 24, 36 months, where their interest will be less if you take it over a shorter term as well. So you haven't just got to have it over that 36 months where your interest is higher than if you have it over 12. But obviously, we are taking a bit more of a risk from a company point of view if that person hasn't paid someone else before. So, the customer understands they are going to be paying a bit more than your Barclays, or they've already applied to those people and they've been refused. So we are the next step for that customer.
And I still maintain to the day the mainstream lenders can't provide the service that we can to our customers.
No.
With our personal touch, and whilst we're not so local anymore, we can still get somebody's house if there's an appliance gone down, or they need help for anything within a day.
Yeah, I think that's what separates us from the mainstream is that if there's a problem, we try and fix it there and then. We're not calling around in 3 weeks' time to sort something out. So yeah, definitely.
Good.
And then mentioning that, I was going down the illegal money lending route then in that case. So that's one thing we wanted to mention in regards to people getting pushed down that route, taking out loan sharks, etc., rather than coming to the mainstream or us as a non-mainstream lender. And you've got some figures on that, I think, in regards.
Over the last 3 years, an estimated 3 million customers have gone to illegal money lenders, and that's an estimated figure. We think that's probably a lot more. And when we talk in illegal money lenders, we're talking from, the bad guys you see on the council estates that go around threatening people, just to borrowing off family and friends, which can lead to problems in itself. Whilst you don't get the threats and the violence and bits and pieces when you borrow family and friends, it can sour relationships, which is very sad. It's something we against. If we see any illegal money lending, we will report it. We've got a great relationship with the illegal money lending team in Wales and the south of England. We've had them in on numerous occasions to talk to our collectors in the field, talk to our office staff, to look for signs of illegal money lending when you're speaking to the customer. And the main thing is, we got to help the authorities stamp that out.
Yeah, no. Another thing I wanted to add with Family Vision in regards to the products, etc., is that we only try and stock those quality items to stop them breaking down, etc. Whereas I think other lenders in a similar sort of market to us will go for your cheaper sort of budget items, which, they look less on the price for the actual outsale price. But when they break in a year, 2 years' time, we always try and stock the high quality, maybe slightly more expensive, but we're only dealing with branded sort of products, and I think they've stood us in good stead over the years.
It's something we've always done, and as you alluded to, that if you go for a cheaper product, inevitably it will break down a lot quicker. So a bit more of a false economy, but more importantly, it's just looking after our customers, making sure our product sticks and is branded properly. It's good, durable, and we don't have any problems. And in the event we do have any problems, we sort it out very, very quickly.
Yeah, most are covered by the manufacturer's warranty in the first 12 months anyway, so we pretty much...
The manufacturer's always been fantastic with us.
Yeah.
For a relatively small company in a big market, the electrical manufacturers really have been a great help for us.
Yeah, so I think to sum up then, the thing is everyone deserves credit, no matter of their circumstance or access to credit.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to provide, is a bit more access to credit for people who perhaps can't go to your mainstream sort of lenders, but they still need an opportunity. They still need these products or these items, and where else are they going to go if they don't lend from at least someone who's got, is FCA regulated, it's got all the permissions, etc. That where they're going to get pushed to if they don't come to us or someone similar to ourselves.
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of press coverage recently from Financial Conduct Authority and various other sources about access to credit. It's important that credit, as you said, credit is available to everybody, not just the people who have had perfect credit files. We've already alluded to how you get bad credit. And it could be absolutely anything, as you said, bereavement, marriage breakdown.
It can happen to anyone at any time.
Anyone at any time. So it's important to take those factors into account, which we've always tried to do.
So people who get into trouble with their credit files, etc., or have problems with payments, we obviously have got we've got to advise customers where to go now. So where would you say is the best places that customers take advice from?
Well, first and foremost, they need to contact us if it's one of us, or contact the lender if it's somebody else. I mean, early engagement is key with these things. It's don't bury your head in the sand. Don't be frightened. We're here to help, no other reason. It's important that customers go off and get independent advice from the Citizens Advice Bureau, Step Change Debt Charity, or Money Helper. They are just 3 examples. They're fantastic organisations that really can help people out when they're up against it.
Yeah, and from our point of view, we've got to signpost those customers now anyway. So any letter that goes out from ourselves, any correspondence, any sort of contact we have with our customer anyway, we're already pushing them down that route if they are struggling with their payments, just to go and get that external advice, which may help them a bit further than what we can.
Yeah, absolutely, because customers will come and speak to us, but they'll only want to speak to us about, and quite rightly so, about their payment with us when they could be having payment problems elsewhere. So it's important they've got access to somebody else that can help them on a whole range of
issues, I suppose.
Whole range of issues.
And you will find that if they're not paying us, this probably means that they're not paying other creditors as well. It's for that same reason. It's not just, and if we're 25, 30, 40 pound a month on a washing machine or whatever it is, they've probably got larger debts than that are maybe more important, that they need to prioritise first. Not to say they shouldn't speak to us, and that's what we want, engagement. If we know what the problem is, we can try and help as best we can to as much of a level as we can. When a customer goes silent or ignores us, that's the worst thing they can do in regards to it, because we haven't got a clue what's going on. Then we have to follow a process. Obviously, this could end up in court, etc., which we'd love to avoid if possible. And usually, if they speak to us, we can come up with a resolution, wherever that is.
Look, experience has told us over the years that our customers, when they can speak to us, we can sort out most problems for them. We can help them. It's very rare when a customer engages that we can't come to some arrangement. Even if we've shown them forbearance over a number of years or a number of months, wherever we can do, we'll keep reviewing it. We'll keep speaking to them. We're always on the end of the phone to help out if need be.
The amount of people that I've spoke to over the years is just, you could do an I&E with them, or you talk through what they're getting and what they're paying out, and then before you know it, you've come to a resolution within 5 minutes where they were panicking that this was never going to be we can lower your payment for a couple of months. They're like, really? I'm like, as long as we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you think stuff is going to get better within the few months, or you'll be back in work in 2 months after you're on the sick or whatever you may be, then we can help. But it's just getting that initial over the door sort of thing, getting that initial response, getting them to come back to you via phone, text, whatever contact it may be. Once you get that in and they realise you're not trying to, come and take the goods back straight away or hit them with a big stick, then I think that's important.
Absolutely, and from our point of view, there's nothing better than hearing the relief in the customer's voice when you've been able to help them. And if they face to face, a smile usually on their face, which is fantastic.
Yeah, family vision then, next plans the next couple of years. I've become involved over the last 24 months, I think it is now.
Yeah.
Which has been a learning curve for me more than anything else as well. I'll be honest, not coming from a retail background at all, and stepping into it, but it's been great. And yeah, like I said, learning curve for me. Enjoyed speaking to the customers. Enjoyed doing all the other bits that come with it in regards to the purchasing and the items, learning all that, the social media stuff that we do now, the promoting of the company, etc. But the plans for the next couple of years, we've obviously extended into the Midlands a little bit at the moment.
Yes.
Plans maybe to do a bit more of that and broaden our reach. So yeah, any bits on that really?
Yeah, look, it's been fantastic going into the Midlands. It's something that we never thought we would do. We obviously did it on the motor side, so why not try it on the family vision side? And it's been fantastic. I mean, from the next 12 or 24 months, I think the sky's the limit for family vision. Want to push on all angles. Social media is great. This is the new way to reach out customers. People seem to want to do more over the internet or more over social media, which is great. We changed our business model to suit that. And, I'm hoping in 2 years' time, Family Vision will be bigger again, and we'll be talking about expanding into more areas.
Yeah, I think we've been about 40 years, but the initial response we get off customers who are ringing back now is, oh, I didn't realise you were still about.
Yeah.
Just crazy where, oh yeah, I had something off you 20 years ago, but I thought when I had a pound in the telly, I didn't think you were still going. Yeah. But now we've got a social media presence. We've tried to broaden our reach a bit. People are coming back thinking, oh, I didn't realise you were still there.
Yeah.
So I think that's massive for us, and to extend that up into the Midlands and further afield as we go. Yeah, I think the sky's the limit with it.
Well,
really.
As you said, it's just getting our brand out and reminding people we are still about. We've talked earlier about the privilege of being able to go into people's homes. As we're losing that because the world has changed, people forget about you. So there's got to be a new way of just reminding people that we're out there, and social media is the way forward.
Yeah, I think if you look what we done 20 years ago with a direct sales team,
yes.
There's 10 people knocking people's doors, asking them do they want to buy a telly. This is the new direct sales sort of
Absolutely.
thing in that terms. So you're looking at your own people's phones rather than knocking their front door. And
that's where we want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, the brand is here to stay. So the more customers we can bring on, the more we can help. And just going back to one thing we sort of touched on earlier, is we repair people's credit files.
Yeah.
They can come on board, have a 2 or 3 year agreement with us, and all of a sudden that goes a good long way to repairing their credit file. And next time they may be able to borrow at a cheaper rate.
Yeah.
So they give us a thank you as they're leaving, and then hopefully go on to a mainstream lender at a cheaper rate.
No, yeah, that's definitely the thing. Is start in some way. They may stay with us for 3, 5.
Yeah.
We'd love them to keep as customers, but if their credit file suits them, they can get a better deal elsewhere. But we've been a part of that journey to do that. Then I think that's a bonus for us and great for the customer that they can borrow at a cheaper rate somewhere else.
Yeah, that's great.
Great. Yeah, I think that's us wrapped up then in that case in regards to the chat.
Thank you, Chaz.
No,
enjoyed that.
Thanks for coming in.
Cheers.
If this content was helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. Any help we get to build our following means we can create more stuff like this and come out to you a bit better. So thanks very much.